Okay, I'd like to call the September 16th, 2025 meeting of the North Smithfield School Committee to order.
That's unfortunate. 1 sec. To explain 1 second. These are microphones giving feedback. According to the rate and line school rule, that's because it wants the speaker to be in front of the microphones, not behind it. So we're tricking it by turning the speaker to face the other direction. So I think we're good. We may need to make a couple of adjustments.
Okay. So once again, I would like to call the September 16th, 2025 meeting of the North Smithfield School Committee to order at 6:33 p.m. Roll call, please.
Chair Bartololi.
Here.
Mrs. Mayo.
Here.
Mr. Connell.
Here.
Mr. De La Cruz.
Here.
Mr. Simmons.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. We can all stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
And the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have people who sign the flag. Okay, under public comment or community comment, if you could come up and just identify yourself. The first signed up is Ashley Wall.
So my one.
To the podium, to the podium. Thank you. And if you could just give your name.
My name is Ashley Wall.
Hang on, Ashley Ball.
Thank you. My name is Ashley Wall. Do I speak my piece? Okay, I don't know. I don't know if we're all introducing ourselves first. So I am a parent here. I have 3 kids in the North Smithfield Public School System, and I am the president of our newly revived NS Hoops rec basketball program. I am here because we are experiencing challenges with getting indoor court space. NSES has been gracious since we started, and we started running clinics and programs since March, but we do not get any access to the middle school and high school gyms. And that is challenging with the students in the program that we're trying to build. You know, we are grateful for the time at NSES, and the program has notoriously and historically had access to at least the middle school to run games and practices at night. So I am not sure if any of you have any information on why we can't have access to one of those buildings, but I do feel like it's important that our athletes can remain in North Smithfield to experience some of these rec programs. I know softball has had similar issues with using the school fields, not the only rec sport that's experiencing this, and I firmly believe that to create a better community, our kids get to stay here instead of relying on other towns for their resources and their spaces. And while we are eternally grateful to those other towns for accepting us and co-oping with us, it would be great. I know a lot of families didn't go because they would rather not travel and they'd rather stay obviously local.
You don't have any other information as to middle of the high school? Because I could tell you the baseball field, that was last spring. It was wet, and the company was coming back to do some repairs on it. And our facilities director discussed that with the coach, and I thought that was all set.
So would they have access to it this coming spring if they
sure.
needed it?
Yeah, it was last spring was the issue because it was a new field, winter came, it was very wet, and there had to be some additional construction or repair on it.
Great. As far as for our space being used, I was just on the form for facilities requests
Mhm.
use, it was just given a no, and we had not to speak for him, but Jake Massey as the, vice president, we had emailed Mr. McNulty early to say, hey, put it on your radar, we'll be looking for time, if you can keep us in mind. We emailed again in the fall, and he said they were still waiting for their schedules from the school sports teams, which I understand fully as a priority.
Yeah.
And then,
When was the last time you, checked?
the form was sent back to us with a no a week and a half ago.
All right. We have your contact on that form.
You have
Well,
a
actually, if you've been emailing, I can look.
Okay, yeah, and I'm happy to give it to whomever.
Okay,
as well.
You wanna list it on here real quick?
if you just want to
That'd
put
be
your
great.
email,
Sure,
okay.
I would love to, thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Now, is hoop scheduled by, Wide World?
No, we are, no, we're a
Okay.
run volunteer organization.
Okay,
Wide World was doing it, but
okay,
then they were not able to run a program
okay.
due to lack of interest.
Maybe
I
that's
believe.
the one I was thinking.
And then we've been running since March of this year.
Okay.
And we ran a summer hoops program too, and now we're looking to get a full winter league up and running. Last year, people either went to Barville or Bellingham.
Yeah.
Or didn't play.
Okay. All right, very good, thank you.
Sure,
Thank you.
you're welcome, thank you.
I had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
That's fine. No. You don't talk, usually different, you
Right.
don't, but just, I guess, ask a question. Is the problem with NSES that can't get enough hours there, or the gym isn't big enough? Well, access or more the gym itself?
It is access for space and games, if we're thinking about practices and games. It will limit us. We can't do it at the middle school.
Yeah, and I know one of the things we need to check, because they come in over the weekend, and our gym is used first thing Monday morning, so it's probably arranging custodial to do the cleanup and the prep and get it ready for school on Monday. Which is one of the things with when we rent over the weekend, we usually have to charge for a custodian to open it up, to clean it up afterwards. It's tough to get people to do that. So even at time and a half, it's difficult for people to give up their weekends to come in. But that's something I can follow up with the facilities department, and then we can just take a look at scheduling.
Sure, and the vice president and I have talked also, we're happy to fill in and whatever that looks like, if it means having access to the gym.
Mhm.
We have background checks, we're happy to.
Oh, no.
Be here, we helped the custodians clean at the elementary school, because we want to make a good impression, we want to leave this space accessible and clean for our community, and we want it to be successful.
And we want it to be available, for the kids to use, so.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next on the list, Jimmy Cloutier. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay, come on up.
My name's Jimmy here. My girls just started coming to school here this year. I'm new, and I just wanted to meet who's in charge of their education. So I just wanted
Oh,
to
welcome.
show up and, see who's here, that's all. I'm just learning. We had issues at another school, and we moved to North Smithfield because of it.
What school are your kids in?
They were in, Mercy Mountain,
Okay, and what school here?
one each, sixth grade and fourth grade.
God bless you.
Had that. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Next is Elizabeth Albizal.
Good evening. My name is Elizabeth Albino. I'm the president of the NFA, so I figured I'd come here and introduce myself to you all, especially since I've been sending the emails back and forth to you. So I wanted to provide you with some education, and I wanted to update you on what happened since the email. Okay, should I do that now? Sure, okay. First, I wanted to hand out I apologize, I don't think I have enough.
You can get, I think you get copies.
I have, how about I put them this way, you can show them to them, okay? So these are our handouts that we provide to the AD and to the coaches. We did update a little bit, I do have to change admissions to donations, which I have not had a chance to do, I just recognize that that error is still on me. So that is basically just like a brief overview of the NSA that we present to the community. I wanted to share that with you so you know what was happening.
Thank you.
Okay. Since the email that, first of all, I would like to tell you why I sent the email. About a year ago, not only the school was having difficulty with the AD, but also the NSAA had a transition of president very rapidly. I took over on a phone call in the middle of the day, because somebody was not able to do it, with no background, really, other than being on the committee for a year prior. At that time, I was a secretary, and so now I'm still the secretary and the president, because we do not have enough people to support this program. Okay, I do not have a child in school. So I'm solely just doing this because it is the right thing to do for our kids. Along with many of my colleagues like Mary Pullen, Rich Boyce, Katie Roscoe, our children are aging out of this system. And I'm very concerned that we are not going to have an NSAA. Okay, we did vote at our last board meeting that if we cannot get community support, that we will be dissolving the NSAA after this year, because we don't have anybody to run it. And what that means for the kids is that they're not gonna have somebody to fundraise for them unless you go back to boosters. If you go back to boosters, the history of that for the, Mr. Nangle, who I've spent a lot of time speaking with over the last time, is that created a lot of chaos in the community. And so I don't think we want to do that again. So I'm looking for your support and help. And this is something, to be truthful, that we've been asking for more than 2 years before I was even president. It was difficult with the changes over in AD, but I'll be very honest, I've received little to no response from the AD that we currently have. Since my email, within 24 hours, Mr. McNulty did respond and do many of the things that I requested, which I so very much appreciate. I did meet with the principal of the high school this morning. Unfortunately, the middle school principal wasn't able to be there. And he made some connections for us and some suggestions to outreach the community. I cannot outreach the community's children and the community family, because I don't have that, like, I don't have the master email list. I don't have the authority to do so. So he has offered to help us do that. I attended the middle school. When they all go to middle school and
Open
forgetting the name of
The open
the
house.
open house. I attended the middle house of the open house, and I was able to grab some names there and talk to some people there, and that's great. We set up at the Pumpkin Fest, and that's great. So we're really trying to incorporate, but we've got to get the middle school involved. We got to get the kids and the family involved. And I know as a working parent, it's hard, right? It's hard. How many of us already work today and we're still here, right? It's not easy. But we have to get the community involved, or else we're not gonna have the support. Right now, we have about $80,000 in our account. Okay, and teams aren't even asking for it. You know, it's sad. It's sad. I've asked to meet with the coaches on numerous occasions. The principal is gonna help set that up for me. Okay, so that way we can get out there. Last summer I did do it, Amanda did it, but it was last minute and only half the coaches showed up. There are requirements for the NSAA. There are, and you'll see them there in there. We reduced the requirement for the representation to come, I think 5 out of 9 or 5 out of 8 versus it was like 7 or out of 10 or something like that, to see if that helped to reduce that commitment. So we'll see. Our first meeting is the 29th. I was able to get all the insurance stuff rectified, and we will have it at the high school. So that was good. Those dates are all there, their links are all there. I will also make it on Teams, so that way people can be available, at least for now, until it Yes, but it does work much better in person. Okay, so we will hopefully switch back to person. Hold on, I took notes. I don't want to lose track and I don't want to waste your time. So those are the good things we have done since that email. There has been a lot of good things from that. So I do very much appreciate that and I appreciate you listening to me here today. There are still a couple of things from that email that I'm not quite clear on. And one of them, as Mr. St. Jean, he gave me a lengthy list of towns that had similar insurance that we were required to. I think probably I didn't articulate well what my actual ask was there. Our insurance does say it's an amount that most places don't have. Clearly, there are many schools that have similar. So what happened last year, we were sponsoring a senior event. And at the last hour, I got a call that we needed to increase our insurance or we weren't gonna be able to do the event. We were not able to do the event for that senior student. And it was sad, but we never got an explanation of why are we increasing insurance? We were asked to increase our insurance by 2/3 with no explanation. And I guess what I want to know is, what is the reason? Is there something we should be looking out for? Was there some theft? Did somebody get hurt? Because we're taking on the liability and we don't even know why. So I feel like it's fair to ask that question, as if there's something that happened. So I'm asking you if you know the answer to that.
I'm not too sure which event or.
It was
student it
volleyball fundraising event.
So your umbrella insurance covers all of those events.
We did not have umbrella insurance until that event.
Okay,
The hoops that we had to jump through, I had to take time out of work to try to get that insurance with zero explanation other than it's required.
it is required. yes.
Right, but why? Like, did something, right, but
Yeah.
did something change?
Well, last year, we redid the policy for insurances. And it was, these were the numbers that were recommended to us by the trust, which handles, which is our provider and the town's provider. So most organizations, they have a policy, an insurance policy. And all we look for is when they do these events or they use the facilities, is that we have proof of coverage.
But it wasn't required for the cheer event.
Yeah,
That was a couple of months
It
prior,
was,
which
it was.
it was never requested from us.
That was a mistake then. It should have been. I don't know who handled this beforehand. But the liability for a outside sponsored cheer event where people are being thrown around is incredibly dangerous for the district. So I don't know in the past.
So you understand my concern then, I'm like,
Yeah.
why did we not need it for cheer, and then all of a sudden we need it, it seems like something happened.
I did get the document that covered cheer. Somebody did send it in.
That was not with the umbrella coverage.
Okay.
Madam Chair, can I make a?
Yeah.
Can't get any discussion on it.
Yeah.
Here at school committee.
Well,
But correct me if I'm, I think, superintendent, we are gonna I'll be looking at insurance for the next.
Yes, and since our conversation, you did get an updated document for the insurance coverage. We have since revised it, made it more comprehensive. For anybody who wants to rent or hold events at the school, what exactly the insurance requirements are. They've been out there before, but this is in a concise document. That we will be sharing out. That's, in fact, I just sent the initial copy to the school committee Monday. All right, so that's ready to go public.
I would appreciate those regulations as soon as you get them,
And-
because we're due to renew.
And
in
we've
November.
also have booked the trust to come to the next school committee meeting to present to the school committee and to answer these questions that have been coming up. But we haven't changed our policy, in practice. I don't know what specifically happened with NSAA.
We didn't
but-
change anything, we were just told
No.
mid-year we couldn't
Right.
do anything about it. So it seems like,
But
it seemed like there was an issue.
we didn't change anything, so I don't know how you get away, get along with it without it before, but this has been tightened up. It's necessary.
Yeah, now tell it, I just wanted to get closer to discussion and we're gonna
Yes,
have it
Todd.
on our agenda next time and we can discuss it fully. I think that's the.
I'm happy to come back to that.
That will be the October meeting. And that's
Okay,
what I was
perfect.
going to let you know, the trust is coming. So I believe we can possibly open up
For
if you have
exactly these
questions
things.
for those people.
Okay,
Yes,
perfect.
okay.
All right. And then the last thing I wanted to ask about, the last thing I was sort of confused about was the Title IX. I know in the email it was probably a little bit reactive of me to say, if one isn't doing their job, then neither one of them is gonna get it. You know, if one is not participating in fundraising, then neither. I really just don't feel like that's fair. I don't feel like that's fair to the teams that are doing the fundraising. And I just wanted to ask, if the team hasn't asked for the thing, how is it Title IX? If the girls team asked for A, and the boys team never asked for it, how is it unfair? Why can they not just ask for it?
That will come with you meeting with the coaches and having better communication and coordination.
Well, I
for
don't
the
think there's good
process of the
understanding
acts.
of Title IX is the problem.
So,
Oh, that's you, thank you.
no,
No, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we are being
and
fair.
I just want to reiterate, especially for the record. No, NSAA is not bound by Title IX as an independent organization. We are.
Right.
In my response to you, all I ask is that you consider if you're going to do something for a boys team, if there's a girls team, to do something equivalent to keep it balanced and keep it equitable. You are not bound by Title IX.
Right.
We are.
I'm happy to discuss with her further, but I know previous ADs and ADs from the other districts have given other things that they would do to supplement that. Yeah. So the last thing I wanted to just show you is there was some discussion that you guys didn't know what we did. And that's probably on me because I didn't know that Mr. Black was giving you guys handouts every 3 months to tell you what we were spending our money on. So Mr. St. Jean agreed to help us with that, since I don't have a secretary, unless you know anybody that would like to be one. So I wanted to show you one example of, and you passed around, something that we did recently approve. And so while the NSAA primarily just takes care of things that are wanted, and improved play and athletics, we generally don't take care of safety items. This, in fact, is safety item. The board felt very strongly because it is not required by law, it is still in the best interest of our athletes. We purchased 50 of those helmets last week that are going to be coming in for our football team. So those are the types of things that we would like to do. It was over, I think, 30 something, 3,735 for that. And also the boys hockey team is subsequently putting in another request. As well as mats for the girls cheerleading team, which is about $9,000. So those are all things that we're working on that the school would never, ever be able to afford without us. So, I just wanted to share those things with you because those are just within the last month or two. So there's a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Okay, moving on to the consent agenda, discussion vote or other action. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as is, or would anyone like to pull anything else?
Make a motion to approve as is.
A second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye. I just have, Madam Chair, we'll send thank yous to all our donations that we did.
Yeah, I did, I did see that,
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
thank you letters to those donations,
Oh,
but I did
absolutely.
see that those were sent.
I understand.
Thank you. Superintendent St. James report, please. Goals.
This is what we-
26.
This is what we do in September of every year. But first, I need to find the share the screen. All right, so all of this is based directly on our district strategic planning. Let me close out some little windows here and get these tidied up. Okay, Justin and Sarah, they're going away at the bottom. Okay, so they're all based on our district strategic plan, which is also supported by every individual school strategic plan. So everything that we put in our goals comes directly from here. So high standards, quality curricular student success. And so Claire Arnold has been doing a lot of work with curriculum, with the teachers. We've been updating curriculum, using high quality curriculum that has been chosen from by the Department of Ed. They're not telling us what to teach, they're giving us a list of vetted curriculum in the different subjects from which Claire will have a team of teachers and they'll go through them all and they'll vet them. And then we choose the one that we feel works best for our students in North Smithfield. A lot of the heavy lifting has been the Right to Read Act. All of our teachers, for the most part, new ones, we have to catch up, have had intense professional development in the science of reading. Right, and we've been seeing the results as when we get into the assessment area. We want to increase all student academic proficiencies, and that is, I mean, there's the core English language arts and mathematics. We've expanded and we've codified our multi-tiered systems of instruction. So if you're struggling badly, moderately, or if you're successful, there is supports for you at all different levels. That's the multi-tier. And we've done some amazing work with intervention, especially in mathematics and English language arts. And for the math interventionists, and we keep saying every year, thank you, school committee, for helping us find the interventionists, because they have made a tremendous amount of difference. In fact, we can even see over the past couple of years, here's the RICAS results, and for grades 3 through 8, North Smithfield's ranked number 5 in the state and number 2 in the state for growth, all right, in English language arts. In mathematics, 3 through 8, 6 in the state for achievement and number 1 in the state for growth. That comes down to the interventions, the multi-tiered systems of support, the new curriculum, so the professional development for the teachers. So it all comes together to equal student success. Now, I know I'd like to look through this and, number 2 in the state, grade 7, number 3 in the state, top in the state for growth. I mean, we're always in the top tier. And yes, I try to, what I didn't show on this is I listed the districts that we were better than. And I listed the districts who scored just a bit better than us. And so there is a little bit of competition in there, but ultimately, these assessment scores, the data it gives us informs instruction and, really helps our kids, our teachers to individualize instruction for them. And then same at the high school. SAT, ELA, number 6 in the state. Number 14th in growth. Congratulations, other districts, for showing a lot of growth. All right, so, but we did very well, number 6 in the state. And for math, number 5 in the state for achievement and number 5 in the state for growth. Very respectable, the kids, the teachers, Claire, they've been doing just a marvelous job throughout, and we're, again, looking to improve this always. So the other piece that goes with it is, I mentioned, whether it's the SAT or the RICAS, we're analyzing the data, but there's also programs that we use, that the students use, that measure how much they know, that modify the questions based on what they got right, what they got wrong, and it gives us a lot of data for their strengths and the weaknesses. So we can then further focus on just uplifting everybody, all the skills across the board. And one of the things that coming up with this is that we're also digging deep into AI. Next month, you may very well have an AI policy that will be good for discussion. But yes, but okay, we'll have that discussion, and
It'll tell us what it is.
yeah. But what it does do is it allows us to individually track and monitor student work. So we can truly personalize the instruction, what they know, what they need to know, how they need to know, how they learn best, and what's the most effective practices. Safe and supportive schools. And believe me, anytime, if you have a question, you can ask, and Claire will jump in and she'll tell you everything. I'm not volunteering. So. Safe and supportive school. We've done a lot of work and we're continuing to do to promote positive frameworks. So, and I keep coming back, our deans of students have been critical and have just made such a difference, because now we have somebody who can really focus on those behaviors, and focusing on attendance, who can help with the parents and the, finding wraparound services and just provide those extra level of supports. And what that means, plus community partnerships. There's a great partnership with Kyle Cares at the high school. I wish we could do Kyle Care, at all grade levels, but they are high school focused right now. And a lot of student involvement, middle school, not Kyle Cares, but also bring in speaker series that really speak directly to the students and, some of the issues that they go through on a daily basis.
Hey, Mike, question. So at some point, earlier in the year, we approved the pilot program for, external mental health resources.
Yeah.
Has anyone taken advantage of that?
No. In fact, I'm not aware of any districts that can do it. The level of setup and documentation, and it really, in my opinion, got in the way of what it was supposed to do. So
Is that something
we did it on a limited pilot sense. We came into it towards the end of the year. The setup for it was like 6 weeks, and it involved a lot of people and a lot of spreadsheets and a lot of back and forth. By the time it, rolled out, it was late in the year. Other districts that we spoke to, basically, they got crushed under the weight of administering it. So we're looking at other things. So yeah, open circle at the elementary, and and again, that was just rolled out this year. Yeah. You want to talk? Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. You just everything I forget, you just sit closer. Chronic absenteeism and truancy. again, this is messaging, very important. And one of the things, and especially with the focus on attendance with the deans, we're able to not just, it's not just a matter of, oh, you're absent, you're absent, you're absent, but it's looking into why are you absent? What's the frequency? What do you need to get to school? The patterns of students, the grouping of students, part of the town. I mean, there's all this data that we look at to find these patterns and trends and individual reasons why a student would be late to school or absent. And one of the things that the state put together a attendance matters website. Just going to pop into it, but what I want to show you here, not as a demo, is that they have leaderboards and dashboards. So you can drill down into attendance by school, by neighborhood, by student subgroup. There's the leaderboard is coming up. The high school, middle school, elementary used to look at this every day because every day we upload our attendance to Department of Ed. Day or two afterwards, it shows up statewide. How did we do? With chronic absenteeism. And our principals put together a lot of programs. Let's come to school. Everyone's, we're all in it together. We're all helping. One of the things I forgot to do is that the governor and the commissioner put out a big press release about this attendance matters and the push across the state. They highlighted 5 high schools that had the best attendance, the best improvement in attendance. Smithfield High School was listed there. And I meant to put it on Facebook, but I will do that. Where will we find it? So we've had a tremendous decrease in student chronic absenteeism, and again, continuing this work. The quality staff, I mean, it begins and ends with our teachers, and we have, Claire has organized a tremendous amount of professional learning and coaching. There's PD opportunities, she's created professional learning communities, learning walks. Some of you have gone on these, these learning walks. Learning walks, the professional learning communities. Community practice, thank you. That's what I'm. The partnerships with New England Base Camp and Bridge RI. And this year we started doing a lot of training in AI, right? For the teachers, how to use it, how's it effective, what are the tools that you have available to you? And once they're familiar with it, it's okay. How do you incorporate this with the students? Because it also is going to involve a change of teaching, a change of the way homework is done. It's not a matter of, back in the old days, go home, research, come back with a 2-page essay on something. Right? That's easy to do under AI. Right. So it's not, the knowledge is out there. It's the understanding, the synthesis, the analysis of it. It's a tool, but it's not going to be your cheat machine. So, but it is a very powerful tool. And I know, Terry. I'm sorry to look at you. I know.
I'm being really
I know. I know, but I know, because it's not just the Chromebooks, but I've heard your calculator story.
Drives me crazy.
I know,
Teach them the times tables.
I know. Not.
My little guy is
Yeah.
gonna struggle. They don't know their
I
times
agree.
tables. And
Definitely not saying that all of those things go away or get replaced, but there is a new set of tools that, we need to teach our students how to use effectively and ethically. So it's a challenge. And you're going to enjoy the conversation when we do our AI policy.
Okay.
All right. So the community engagement and support community outreach, just from the social media to the web to the newsletters that the principals send out. And SAA is here, perfect example, opening up our facilities, getting those processes, cleaned up, taking away those impediments to use our facilities for the town, for the community, for the kids. And so that's a big push that we have within the goals for this year. And I think we made some good progress in it, and especially with codifying what the insurance is, because again, forget, we haven't changed much. It's just so complicated, and we're trying to simplify it and make it more consistent. So the stakeholder input. Not only do we rely on survey works that affects our purchasing and how we run the district and how we communicate, but we've also put out our own surveys, just quick ones to parents. For example, how welcoming is your front office environment? All right. It has led to some significant changes. All right. So we do take in that parent input, which affects many decisions that we have within the district. And then finally, with the community involvement, like we said, we want the schools to be the center of the community. Great resources, we have facilities, and then there are just some scheduling or insurance impediments that shouldn't keep people away, shouldn't prevent people from using it.
I do have a question. Would it make sense for us to have on one of our school committee meetings on the agenda, have NSAA come and explain who you are, how you got organized and so forth with other programs that want to, because it seems like there was a disconnect.
Yeah.
That, new coaches don't know
Right.
about NSAA. I never was involved with it other than knowing it was there because I was part of the independent boosters.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, we've had all of our organizations, many of our organizations had a revolving boards and staff. We went through multiple athletic directors, and again, I'm going to say for Robert, this is his first time opening up for closing a summer and opening up for the fall. It's a whole different set of things that he's never had to do before, and it can be overwhelming. He's already gone through a winter and a spring season. That's much easier now. So again, we're opening up the communication. We're trying to, make things in writing, check boxes, easier to follow. Yeah, so that's the push. That's one of the goals. But I like that we can some of our community organizations come in and just
If they want to come in and explain what they do, how they're organized, what the purpose of their organization is, since we can't publicly give you emails, if we approve that, okay, their description could go in the weekly newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
So that parents can read about who
we've
you
already
are
talked
and what
about,
you do.
yeah, we've already talked about that, that we'll put in the newsletters, anything that,
Right.
they want, or I think no, PTO, I put one in, there was, one of the, means, one of the, town athletic things, it comes to my desk and sign off, it goes out into the kids' newsletters. So, the only thing that I don't approve are really where they're kind of commercial enterprises that are looking for our kids' money to, So the last section is that you've been enjoying our policy and procedure parade that we've been doing for the past couple of meetings, and that's going to continue for the rest of the year. And then again, on the facilities, we continue to modernize, we continue to push that warm, safe, high, those priorities. So, and we made tremendous progress in facilities, and so, that's sort of the outline of this year. It comes from the strategic plan, the individual school plans, and then finally the goals we set for this year.
Just a comment, Madam Chair. I just want to say, I see a lot of the at the state level, and I just want to really just take a moment to congratulate our staff and the teachers, especially the teachers, but all our staff, just to buy into all the things that are required, because, for example, there's a lot of things here that are being discussed. I mean, that what we're doing here in training takes a lot of time, and the fact that everybody bought into it. We're seeing the results with the students, as opposed to, trying to fight it or, oppose it or not go along with it. In fact, it's the students who benefit in the long run. And as I said, we got some numbers that are showing it right now. And again, implementing the new curriculum, staying with the new curriculum, buying into the new curriculum. I think all that's, trying to note that I really think respect and congratulate the staff for buying into these things. And the other thing I mentioned is a lot of this about the attendance. Is that we've tried to pass a lot of laws on attendance, and a lot of times it's hard to get stuff through, and if you do it, it tends to get a little watered down because you have a lot of stakeholders. But, so what schools like North Smithfield's doing is we're taking the idea and running with it. We're doing what they're trying to implement, sometimes statewide policy. So that's just, again, you can't do it if people don't buy into it. And I just really appreciate the fact that we have so many people in the district across the board who buy into these innovative changes and care about where we're ranked and things like that. And we're not because we were ranked for the sake of being ranked, but for the benefit that our students are doing better.
Very good, thanks.
Is it possible for us to receive copies of that?
Yeah, I'll put it up on the web too, and I'll send you a copy.
Thank you.
Sounds like next meeting could be really long. It sounds like you have a lot going on next meeting already.
It probably will. But it's the school year, school started.
Oh, yeah, I know, between AI and insurance and. We might as well put NSA, everything else is gonna be, so.
And I have to say, and again, with, a lot of the trying to communication and setting things up, getting up the school year, so, there's so many things happening. So, it's, we get there eventually.
There's a lot more bodies that we need to pay attention to.
Yes,
All set?
all set.
Okay, moving on to informational, just personnel resignations, retirements, leaves of absences, and appointments. Just want to wish everybody who has resigned good luck and welcome those who have been appointed.
Could not have said that better.
And thank you for all the people who step up to be on the 16th.
Yes.
And
The 16th, I'm sorry.
yeah, and we didn't have the elementary list available at this time. It'll be on the October.
And
And our coaches too, I think, so.
yes, welcome to the new coaches. Moving on to new business, first reading new revised policies and protocols, discussion vote for other action. Do we want to? It's the first reading, so.
Yeah. So,
Do we want to do one at a time to go through that?
yes. Let me. Student safety and behavioral health. This is a new law. All right, and this document is actually follows the law. And it says what this committee should do and who should be in it. So again, new state law. I met with the NSTA leadership today. Both unions have been asking, are you putting this on? Are you doing this? Yes, it's here for first reading. We will do this committee. So that's what this, it's a policy outlining the student safety and behavioral health committee. I don't know if you have any questions beyond.
I actually do have one.
Yes.
Is the team in place yet, or is it to be put in place?
To be.
Okay, thank you.
And reading this, you will be putting team in place and it's,
The union will be putting
Yeah.
2 of their members in,
right,
both unions, 2 of their
Yeah.
members.
right,
Could be an SRO, an admin, so yes,
okay,
but they're choosing most of. Which are fine, because they're gonna choose the right ones, because this committee's about behavioral health.
right.
I already pretty much know who the teacher union may put into place, and I pretty much know who the support staff will put in place, because there are some really heavy hitters within this area with tremendous expertise.
Perfect.
So I don't know if you want to just go over it and vote on them. Oh, it's first reading, so
Yeah.
you tell me if there's anything to change. So the next one, school safety team, school crisis response teams. Here's the thing. We've been doing this. We just don't have it written in policy. And so when I was looking at 2 of the new laws, I was looking at this one and I'm thinking, and I went through our policy book and we didn't have it written down anywhere. So I'm just putting this on to sort of codify what we've already been doing.
Question about this, Mr. Santini. So 1A mentions, district will have an emergency action plan. That will be submitted to the Rhode Island School Safety Committee.
Yes,
So, is that what we're already doing here?
you have not been here long enough
No.
because in November, which meeting? Next meeting, October. We're gonna have on the agenda an executive session where you're going to be able to go, well, you're gonna get it in advance. And then we break into executive session and then you can ask questions and all that, but it's not a document that we share publicly because obviously we don't want active shooters going online and saying, oh, here's what they're going to do. But yes, we do that. We do everything that's on here.
I think Lloyd especially said it's not a public document for that very
It
reason,
does.
Yeah. But so this right here, I basically, I took this from the state law itself. And so just to have it on the books.
Mike, good. I know it's kind of just, I know on the first one that every school, we don't have to put that one, just an even, right?
We could, yeah, I could make it more, I can make it more specific to North Smithfield. This was, something from last year, which we didn't have a grading policy. Now, this is the threat assessment team and oversight committee. So this is about committee charged with oversight of threat assessment teams operating in the district. Will be in each district shall establish for each school a threat assessment team that shall include persons with expertise of guidance, counseling, school administration, mental health, law enforcement. Provide guidance to students, faculty regarding recognition of threatening or aberrant behavior that may be a threat to the community, school, or self. Identify members of the school committee whom threatening behavior should be reported, and implement policies adopted by the school board, school committee. So to the first part. So we kind of do this already. So and just for fun, I put together this little table of state mandated committees. What the committee is, briefly what they have oversight of, and who are the members. So we have a district oversight committee, we have a school threat assessment team, and again, these are state committees. The state wants us all to have. School safety teams and a school crisis response team. Now, I put these all in yellow because there's tremendous overlap. And a lot of these laws say you can use another committee or merge it. So I'm not necessarily holding to these specific titles of committees, more of all right. We have a group of people, we have a principal, we have psychologists, we have guidance counselors, we have an SRO, we have people who have expertise in mental health, in threat assessment, in behaviors, so there's a committee overlap right there. But I just wanted to lay out that we're gonna have to combine because again, we don't have enough bodies for all of these. In fact, one of the school safety teams, apparently a school committee member has to be on each one. All right, so we have 3 schools. Can you imagine the bigger district with many schools, how many school committee members are going to have to go to the school safety team meetings? So, I mean, it's a matter of odds. Not to say that all of these are important, we will cover them. And we have expertise in all of these, and you will get reported, you will get your reports of all of these. Because on top of these committees, we have the brand new Student Safety and Behavioral Health Committee, that's in that policy we looked at. The Student and Staff Health and Wellness Subcommittee, which we have already a member on that. What it is and who makes it up. And then we also have school improvement teams, and you saw how many people are on a school improvement team. All right, so we have a lot of people involved in a lot of committees and a lot of teams. We are certainly fulfilling all of the state mandates, and I would say even exceeding in many cases. So I've given you those 3 for the first reading. 1 is new, 2 are catch-ups.
I know, my comment is, obviously, there is a lot of, there's been a lot of talk around about a lot of these committees, a lot of new ones came through, there is a lot of overlap. And in some ways, let's see it combined, but as the superintendent said, you can have overlap in the membership too. And
Yes.
the only thing I would say, I want to mention was just, next time around, we'll see them more tailored to North Smithfield specific, right?
Mhm.
Just a couple
Yeah,
of tweaks.
I'll make it. I actually took a lot of things that didn't relate to schools out of the statutes I brought over.
No, it makes total sense.
But, I was thinking about doing that as well. In fact, one of them I started doing it and then it ran out of steam and we got the meeting. So,
I'm just so it look a little different. All things can look a little different when it comes in front of us on the second meeting.
yes.
Because of the thing North Smithfield. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise, I think they look good.
Any other questions?
Okay, moving on to old business, FY 26 operating capital budgets, discussion, vote, or other action.
I think we have the second readings. Well, no, I'm sorry.
After. one.
That's after, sorry.
That's after
No.
one.
No.
Yep, I got it.
So Alicia's not here. As far as budget, we're good.
All that I hear from the state for next year is doom and gloom. But for this year, we're okay.
Okay, and then item 2 is the second reading of the new revised policies and protocols, discussion, vote, or other action. You want to take one at a time?
Whatever the body wants. I just have one question about it, like, I
Sure.
didn't honestly look at them since the last meeting. Are these all tailored to North Smithfield now? I didn't.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a motion to adopt the new policies, protocols, procedures, or protocol?
Second.
Roll call vote.
But hold on, I wish I didn't, Chris, you had a question on them, right? Last time, wasn't that one you had an issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And thank you, the ones I had concerns about. were all good. So thank you.
I did listen to you and I took notes.
Your board home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.